It's your brother New Breed coming through with another live stream. Welcome, welcome. I want to talk about how you know when the Almighty is pushing you outside of your comfort zone and the importance of taking heed of His voice. Y'all know the scriptures. It tell us to walk by faith and not by sight. And I'm telling you, I got a few powerful testimonies where that was proven true. Whether it is transitioning from one place to the next, or a situation in which I didn't know how provisions would be made, or it was a circumstance in which certain things were supposed to take place, but I didn't know how it was going to happen. And quite often, it's the Almighty pushing us out of our comfort zone to make sure things happen the way they're supposed to happen. You know, the Bible tells us that the steps of the righteous are ordered. They're ordered. And I know a lot of you all can relate to this. Have you ever had a vision from the Creator and it was so vivid, but you just couldn't see how you was going to ever get there? It's like you see this vision, it doesn't really seem obtainable at the moment, but you just know how vivid it was, whether it be a dream or like just even a download. You just chilling and the Most High helps you visualize certain things, right? 9 times out of 10, in order for you to get there, you're gonna have to leave your comfort zone. You're gonna have to get outside of your comfort zone. And you know, a lot of the times when you're attempting to break free of this makeshift or this program and start thinking out the side of the social confines and the financial confines and all of these barriers and roadblocks that often come to play, you know, there's going to be a lot of people in your life that's going to attempt to deter you from going from one place to the next. And I'm speaking of monitoring spirits such as family, friends, colleagues, associates, those who don't really want to see you elevate and go to that next level, go to that next stage in your life. And some of you all have a sense of knowing. You know where you're headed. You know that you got to get there. But you'll give all your information to certain individuals that don't really want to see you prosper. So you got to be careful with the information you give, because a lot of individuals, they're not comfortable with your moves because they don't see a way, but the Most High does see a way. So, you know, it has to be a level of open-mindedness when it comes to the Creator actually using us to do certain things. You got to be open-minded, ladies and gentlemen. We can't sit up here and say we trust the Most High if we haven't stepped out of our comfort zone in order to really see what faith is about, because you don't know what faith is. You don't know. Listen to me. You do not know what faith is until you're in a situation where faith is required. You understand? You don't know until you step out and you have to actually rely on the Creator in certain circumstances. And waiting for everything to be perfect, waiting for everything to line up exactly how you see fit will never happen. Let's make this clear. Whatever it is that you got to do in your life, it's never going to be 100% emphatically on point. Perfection is impossible when you have to overcome obstacles to get where you're going. There will be no perfection. So you got to understand, some of you all are in certain places that you really would like to break free from. It's going to take you being audacious. It's going to take you being, you know, willing to be used by the Creator. You know, And I know this message is for a lot of people because I've been getting a whole lot of inboxes with brothers and sisters going through certain persecutions in their hometown that they originally grew up in. There's a lot of brothers and sisters dealing with it firsthand from natural family. Um, there's a lot of individuals who grew up in the same neighborhood and they really want to break free, but there's so many obstacles that we face in life, whether it be the naysayers, the people who really don't want to see you leave one place to go to the next, or it may just be certain restrictions that you got financially and things of that nature. One thing I will say about transitioning, because I know there's a lot of people attempting to get out of these cities, man. There's been a mass exodus from a lot of cities right now. One thing that I will say is that sometimes you have to downsize. Sometimes if the financial security is the issue, you may want to go somewhere cheaper for the meantime, in between time, until you get settled. If there's job restrictions, you know, start filling those applications, start putting in them apps. You got to be active with it, and you got to move accordingly. Your prayers got to be up there. And you know, when you have that sense of knowing that it's time, the Most High God will give you peace when you make a move, even though physically everything may not seem as if it's ready. But spiritually, you know, because you walking by faith, man, it's time for me to get out of this circumstance. Some of y'all are in relationships, intimate relationships, where you know that y'all unequally yoked, and there's a comfort thing there. Although things are getting volatile in your circumstances, especially with a lot of you brothers and sisters alike. Let's not even do that. A lot of y'all in situations that are becoming volatile, dangerous, that can cost you your life, man. And it's all comfort. Comfort is a very dangerous place to be. I need y'all to realize how dangerous comfort is. Matter of fact, the powers that be, they use comfort to keep you restricted in every way. That's what the Matrix is. That's why you got Uber Eats. This is why, you know, you got all of these apps that keep you pretty much locked in. They got all this convenience. They do everything in convenience. Everything is so readily available. It's a popcorn society. It's a reason for that, because it keeps you comfortable. It doesn't get you thinking globally. A lot of us are not traveling. We're not making moves. We're not exploring. Let me tell you something. We're not picking up new trades. We're not getting new talents, new gifts. Let me tell you something, man. Look, let me show y'all something, right? I just purchased me a bike today, right? I'm finna get on this bike and I'm gonna be riding. You know what I'm saying? And this is something that I ain't been into since, you know, way back when. But this is something that's good for you, good cardio, good exercise. It's something new. This summer, I really want to be out there on the bike, riding, working my core. You know what I'm saying? Just new things. You got to add new things to your repertoire. You know what I'm saying? You got to get outside your comfort zone. You know, when I get on this bike and ride, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to pick up too much ground at first, because I haven't been on a bike since I was a teenager, right? But as I progressively ride around on this bike, I'm gonna get more comfortable, and then I'm gonna get so far out of my comfort zone that I'm not gonna go back. That's what the Most High wants for us. He wants us in life to get so far out of our comfort zone that we don't even remember what it's like being there. He almost wants us to be vagabonds on this earth. Remember what Christ said. He said, look, he said, birds have nests and foxes have holes, but I, the Son of Man, he didn't have a place that was labeled for him. He didn't have a place on this earth where he was, you know, gonna stay. And you see how much the Most High used him. You see what the Most High did with Christ. We still talking about the Messiah. You know, that's because if you're gonna be, in order for you to be used by the Creator, you gotta be willing to actually be willing to be navigated. The Most High God is dealing with navigators. Somebody said, I said vagabond. In case you don't know what that means, a person who just moves, a person who is just out there. So, it's like this, right? There's certain instances in life where it's time to make a move. It's time to have bold steps. There's so many of you all out there right now at the sound of my voice who have friends and family in your life who they made a lot of mistakes. They have a lot of resentment. They didn't take a lot of opportunities that they should have taken in life. And there's a fear mechanism in place. And now that you want to explore, now that you want to learn, now that you want to travel, now that you want to take on that new job that may be in another country, another state, something different. You got people close to you, playing the role as the person who's binding you. And that's spiritual. You got to understand, that's spiritual, man. That's demonic. That's demonic. A lot of times there's spirits laying dormant in your friends and family that don't want to see you succeed. They stand in the way of progress. Listen, Satan is the enemy of progress. Some of you all are dealing with social anxiety. You don't want to really be around people like that. But there's a great opportunity for you to actually do something different, but it may take you being more social. Well, the Most High wants you to be bold enough to figure out how to overcome that demon, because social anxiety is a spirit. A lot of the times it comes from the things that you're allowing in. The things that you're allowing in. Some of you all are dealing with, certain addictions behind the scenes. And those addictions show in the public. And I mean, I'm speaking directly about porn addiction and things of that nature. But not only that, some of this music causes anxiety. You're listening to the wrong frequencies. You're allowing the wrong content to brainwash you. So when you're out in public, you could be socially awkward or have issues dealing with people. Listen, conquer those spirits so you can get out of that comfort zone. And another thing is spending time around people will actually help you. You want to get out, listen, you want to get over social anxiety, spend some time being social. Spend time being social. It's very important. Somebody said, thanks for sharing, really need to hear this. Absolutely. And I'm pretty sure a lot of brothers and sisters need to hear this word, man. It's time that we put away excuses. It's time that we stop being our own hindrance in life. It's time that we stop shutting up doors of opportunity that are presenting itself because we're hesitant. It's time that we're used by the Almighty. Them scriptures tell us to plant your seeds in multiple places. He said that they may grow. He says, you never know. And I'm paraphrasing. He says, all those seeds may grow simultaneously. So you must have multiple endeavors in life. You got to be willing to be used. The Most High don't want people who want to be comfortable. The comfort zone is the danger zone. Idle time is the devil's playground as well. A lot of times when you're in a comfort zone, you get idle, you grow idle. Satan begins to creep in. Time and time in history, when it was that moment where our people had to get away from harm's way. Listen, it wasn't no joke. The people who stayed back in Egypt, they was destroyed with the Egyptians. When Moses said, let my people go, and them people wanted to stay stagnant, what happened? It's the same thing. History is repeating itself. In Sodom and Gomorrah, Lot's wife was hesitant. What did Lot's wife do? She looked back. When the family was getting delivered out, and the wrath and destruction was coming to Sodom and Gomorrah, what did she do? She looked back and she was turned into a pillar of salt that still sits there to this day. You know why? Because she was comfortable where she was at. She really had a place in her heart for Sodom and Gomorrah. Yeah, so it's times where the Most High want to use you, but you keep looking back. You holding on to people that you shouldn't be holding on to. You holding on to people who have been love bombing you. You holding on to people who don't really want to see you elevate. You holding on to individuals who are full of resentment, who did not take the right, proper opportunities to make moves. You're holding on to the wrong people. And this is why you got to surround yourself with people who are fluid when it comes to travel, when it comes to seeing new things and meeting new people. You got to be adventurous. The Most High deals with adventurous people, not people of little faith, man. You can't be of little faith. And I'm not telling you by no stretch of the imagination to just be wild and untamed and be out here just doing things that will put you in a compromising position because you just want to be sporadic. It's not what I'm telling you. I want to give you some telltale signs where the voice of the Most High is pushing you to move. That's what I want to do. So you can know the difference between moving on your own merit and when the Almighty is actually saying, hey, look, my son, my daughter, in order for you to be used in the capacity that I want to use you, this is what it's going to take. Let me give you the rundown. A lot of times when you feel as if you are actually fighting against your own will. Now, there's times where some of y'all fighting against your own will because you're dealing with seducing spirits. You're dealing with people out there who ain't right. So they got you going against the grain, doing things you don't really want to do. You know, it's times where you want to stay to yourself, but they, you know, or you want to stay in your home and be with the Most High, but they trying to pull you out in the streets. That's fighting against your will. But there's times when the Most High is talking to you and you fighting against your will. It's like, Lord, but I don't. Anytime you start to fight against yourself and you like, but Lord, I don't want to do that. You know, and it ain't nothing negative, but you don't know what it's going to lead to exactly. So you're somewhat optimistic, but it's something that ultimately is positive, right? That's when you know the Most High is telling you something. When you know that the outcome can only be positive, but somehow you pushing back. You fighting against your own will. But he's pulling you. He's setting up everything to make it happen. Let me tell you something. There's been many times in this walk that I prayed for something. I'm talking about I prayed for it. I yearned for something. Let me give you an example. I always had a charitable heart, and I always yearned to help my people. And I always wanted to use social media to help in more than one way, whether it be to employ or just to do something that's outside of just accepting donations, cash apps, and all that. It was always something there. And I prayed. I said, Lord, you just got to give me direction. You have to give me a way where I can actually give back. Because I don't want to be one of those people who just stack and stack and stack, and I'm not giving back to the people. I'm not helping in no way, shape, or form, and I'm not helping others eat. I'm not teaching others the game. I'm not, I don't want to be that guy. I never wanted to be that guy because that's not what I originally started social media for. So what ended up happening is time went on. The Most High created a perfect scenario. I mean, it was a perfect scenario that would allow me to contribute back to my people, especially particularly those who have supported me. And what came with that was a lot of discomfort. It came a lot of discomfort with that because I had to do things that was definitely outside my comfort zone. And now I can't see me doing anything else. I can't see me going back to that person. I can't see me being a recluse anymore. I can't see me not building with the people. I can't see me not being hands-on, boots to the ground, leading the way the Most High would have me lead, and having a way to give back. I can't see nothing other than that. But it took me being very uncomfortable. And I know that a lot of you all can relate to that because you're in a situation where you may be being pushed towards something that you actually prayed for. Imagine that. Something that you actually prayed for. And now the Most High is trying to give it to you, but it's just going to take you to get out of your comfort zone to be able to receive it. It's going to take you doing something for you to actually receive that. And with his blessings, listen, when the Most High bless you, there is no real problems that come with those blessings. There's no problems that come with those blessings. Y'all know Biggie say more money, more problems. Well, the Most High's blessings don't come with problems. They come with obstacles. They come with things that require more work, and they may require discomfort, but they don't come with curses. They don't come with problems. I'm telling you, we gotta be willing to get out of our comfort zone. Somebody said, I have a story to tell, and dealing with this system is one of them. Right. Let me see here. Somebody said, pressure makes diamonds. Exactly. When the Most High put pressure on you, and you know that your soul is being jarred at, and you know, like, man, I gotta do something different. If you don't, anxiety can build up. You know, being reckless and you taking that misappropriated energy can start to take place, because you got work you need to do as the Most High's people. The Most High says, listen, I have knew ye before you even was in the womb. I formed thee in thy mother's belly. You was chosen for certain things to do. You have a purpose here on this planet. The Lord said, I knew you before you even got here. Meaning I had things for you to do. I had steps that I ordered for you. We cannot go against the grain. We can't push against the Most High. How are we going to fulfill those steps that were ordered if we want to be stagnant? If we want to stay in place? If we don't want to grow, we don't want to develop. If we're happy where we're at, Most High's not going to deal with that. We got to be willing to make sacrifices. We got to be willing to excommunicate certain individuals. We got to be willing to make changes, and we got to be willing to come out of our comfort zone. And I'm going to tell you, another thing the Most High will do, he will send certain people in your life that are doing exactly what you know you should be doing. He'll send people in your life that are doing exactly what you should be doing. And you'll know it. You'll know it. You'll know that, man, like you'll have a brother or sister that'll hit you up on the fly, and it'll be something that you talked about doing. And now your buddy is doing what you talked about doing, but you didn't do it. You talked about it, but they're doing it. Oh, man, I'm going to get back in the gym. You hit your buddy up, hey, man, where you at? I'm at the gym. That's a sign from the Lord. You understand? That's a sign from the Almighty right there. That's how he be working. He be communicating with us. His voice be there. He be working through people, and we be ignoring it. We be ignoring it. Somebody said it's a time and place for all things. We gotta have a sound mind, right? Absolutely, we definitely gotta have a sound mind. Soak up some of that sunlight. Here we go. We got some of that sun coming back out. There we go. I'm tired of these gloomy days, y'all. There we go. Ain't nothing like that sunlight. But I'm telling y'all, man, we got to stop being disobedient to the Creator. We got to start really moving according to His plan and to His will. It's like the Bible says, can the Most High not mold us like the potter's hand? Like the potter's hand when he's molding clay. Okay, now imagine molding some clay that got thorns in it. Oh man, y'all hear what I'm saying? Imagine you got your clay on a potter's table. You're trying to shift and mold it. You're trying to sculpt this clay. But the clay got thorns in it. The clay is pushing back at every spin. The clay is cutting your hands. That's what we do to the Most High. When we reject Him, when we're not moving by faith. That's literally what's happening. So this is why the Most High can just use the next person. If we're not obedient to His word, He's just going to use the next person who will listen. And this is why it's important that if you're going to pray that the Most High use you, if you're going to pray, Lord, listen, use me. Like, I'm listening. I'm an open vessel. Listen, my life is no longer mine. It's yours. You know, Lord, whatever it is you will have me do in this life, in this walk, Lord, use me. If you're going to use somebody, use me, right? You just got to make sure when you pray that prayer, you actually willing and ready to do what He say. He's like, hold up now. Most High, like, hold on now. You wanted me to use you. But then when I put circumstances and I put petitions in for you to make certain moves and do certain things, you want to fight back. You want to push back. I can't use you. I can't use you. That's a fact. Somebody said, I wish there were more human vessels like you. I feel alone. Oh, sorry about them covering the camera. I feel alone. Everyone around me can't relate anymore. Well, you know, this is why we're a spiritual family. And this is why, you know, I'm blessed to be able to have this platform in which we can build together and really, you know, see the full picture and relate to one another. This is what it's really about. You know, a lot of times your natural family and your friends and the people in your immediate circle, they may not be the ones that you're going to hear the word from. This is why we got these mediums. We got these, you know, these portals that we call phones. We can actually look up something that can help us, right? But all praises to the Almighty, you know. It's just that time that we really leave our comfort zones and get our minds right and start to do what's necessary, man. A lot of y'all don't want to be a part of these cities anymore. There's gonna come a time where there's gonna be smart cities out there, and it's not gonna be a good thing. So like, start to position yourselves. And I'm not telling anybody to make any hasty decisions out there. Y'all already know Yahweh-Gather.us /brotherhood or sisterhood. You can plug in. Y'all know we got our land walk coming in North Carolina, June 14th. You know, feel free to join us. You know what I'm saying? Get out there, do some camping. We got this off-grid camping trip going on. It's certain things that you could participate in with us if you would like. But not only that, you know, even if you in an environment where you just used to be stagnated and you frequenting the same places day in and day out, or you just may be a homebody that don't really frequent too many places at all, get out. You know, get out, try different locations, go somewhere, see new things, meet new people. You know, go out in nature, do a nature hike. You know, do different things, man. That's outside of your comfort zone. You know, just in general, because that's really training. That's training for where the Most High will have you go, even if it's not linked in with us. I just advise everybody to do something different and add something else to your life. Keep life interesting. Don't be in that place where you start to get bored with life, because that's where depression kicks in. That's another adverse effect of not getting outside your comfort zone. You will become depressed. I've been there before. Everything I'm saying It's places that I've been, like in that place where it's the same routines, daily rigmarole, day in and day out doing the same thing, and never breaking that cycle, and then depression sets in. Just because you're not living life, just because you breathing and don't mean you living. You're doing the same thing day in and day out, and you're not gaining new life experiences, seeing new things. Listen, you're not really living. That's where the enemy can creep in. That's where you start feeling a certain way. But it is what it is. I didn't want to stream live real long. I want everybody to turn the post notification bell on. Um, Perhaps I'll go live a little bit later on. And there's so much going on in the news and things that we can talk about. So click that little bell, and I want you to go down to your settings and turn all notifications on so you can get every video as they're being uploaded. And if you're new to the channel and this is your first time watching the stream, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I would oblige everybody to like and share this video if it helped you out in your walk and your journey. Listen, I love each and every one of y'all. I want y'all to stay safe out there. Have a busy, active, beautiful day. With that being said, shalom and peace.